All Walls Must Fall takes place in the year 2089, more specifically in Berlin during the cold month of November. In this time, the Cold War never ended. 150 years have gone by, and in this future, time manipulation exists. Agents from both sides counter each other's tactics, but an end-all nuclear strike is fast approaching, and each side must send their respective agents back in time to find out who is responsible for the attack, and how to stop total annihilation. Lucky for us, the gentleman we play as in the game, Kai, reminds me a lot of Cable from X-Men, our favorite time-traveling mutant from a dystopian future. I don't know if this is done on purpose. I mean, he also has a metal arm, but it provides some confidence knowing this deadly middle-aged man knows a thing or two about neutralizing threats with killer, almost John Wick-like efficiency. All Walls Must Fall uses an isometric view to relay the action. The camera can be turned a quarter at a time to get a better look at the landscape in case some random pillar or object gets in the way. It can also be zoomed in and out. Each mission that you accept so far has Kai walking up to a bouncer, one square at a time on a grid, in front of a nightclub and chatting him up to see if he can get inside. This game isn't all about shooting up muscular guys in proper suits, no. You can also persuade them to let you in, and in other cases give you the information that you need. There are a set of dialogue choices, and each one you choose affects the NPC in certain ways, and it's up to you to read the situation. You can try to scare them, flirt with them, or be respectful to them. Of course, you can also make them angry, disgusted, or critical. Is critical even an emotion? Which always leads to a firefight with said bouncer, and usually the coat check guy, because of course he's packing too. In combat, even though it's turn-based, the pace is faster compared to say Firaxis' XCOM. In XCOM, you plan your moves based on how many actions you can pull off, end your turn, then wait for the enemy's turn to come up with some diabolical strategy. Plus, there aren't any hit percentages. As long as you have line of sight in All Walls Must Fall, the bullet will hit, which feels a bit empowering. The turns fly by at a steady clip, and as you prepare your next move, bullets can be seen in mid-flight. And from here, you have to decide if you want to shoot the bouncers back shooting at you, or move a grid space to get to a better position. Thankfully, the game indicates whether you'll get hit on the next move, which is highlighted in yellow. Usually, there's always an action that will move you out of harm's way, but sometimes there's no way out of getting hit, as whatever action you do, you will undoubtedly get hit, and Kai can only take 3 hits before it's game over. However, since Kai is a time traveler, he can rewind 1 turn at a time to a point where it's easier to manage the situation. Of course, you can't rewind time indefinitely. There's a bar on the bottom right that's used to gauge how many times you can rewind, as well as hack doors or cameras. It also depletes over time the longer you're in the level. Only by discovering rooms do you gain energy, and it's represented in a shower of ones getting pulled into the bar. When all of these elements are working in concert, the core gameplay mechanic is solid. I've gone through a few close scrapes as well as died a bunch of times, but I really felt like a badass with laser focused precision where every shot counted. And the coolest part, every gunfight where you successfully dispatch foes will rewind, and you can get to see all your turn-based actions played back to you in real time, which is a sweet reward, but I do question if this feature can sustain itself for hours. Also, most actions you do, like moving from grid to grid, flow to the head-bobbingly catchy music in the background. The game definitely has style. Once a mission is complete, of which there are many objectives, from taking out targets to finding stashes and waste bins, you'll be taken to a map where you can choose the next mission or gear up at the shop. The shop, essentially a car's trunk, provides Kai with an arsenal of weapons plus upgrades to his time manipulation ability, which includes rewinding time for everything surrounding Kai, excluding himself. It's handy when you find yourself in situations where you can't poke your head out for even a second. As you can tell by now, the game takes place inside some swanky and dark, but ultimately repetitive looking nightclubs, with different layouts, where hundreds of patrons are out just to party. It's Hitman-like in its approach to showcase an ocean of people gathering around the bar, chatting up guests, and dancing like there's no tomorrow. It runs fairly smooth too, at 60 frames per second on a GTX 970, and only slows down a bit when fully zoomed out at this early stage. While the environment is rendered in 3D, the characters that move around the space look like paper cutouts, comic book-like, with bold lines and some muted colors. The two styles are contrasting, and it looks like the game takes place in a carnage-filled diorama, but it is visually interesting, almost as if you could see each frame in a comic book panel pop out of the page, emphasizing the fact that bullets could be flying at any moment. It's an attractive look if you're looking at the gritty side of the future. All Walls Must Fall is of course still at the beginning of its early access journey. The developers have stated that the game is about 6 to 12 months away from completion, but the game's foundation seems solid. The action is, in a word, fun. I had a great time playing for the first hour, and I'm looking forward to see how things change up with different weapons. I do wish the level design could be more distinct between each club, and I hope that certain objectives could be spruced up a bit without too many boring collectathons. In the end, the mechanics for a fun, violent romp are here. It's just a matter of having the surrounding gameplay elements complement the sweet combat. And now, I'll leave you with the longest prolonged firefight I had in the game so far. I hope you enjoy. So that's going to be it for this impression video. If you all made it this far, thanks for watching, and as always, take care, and Tengu230 out. Alright y'alls, game on everybody, and keep smiling.